Hi everyone, this is Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox, and we are collaborating with Lollipop Box Club this month, and I am therefore creating some layouts using the Merry and Bright November kit from Lollipop Box Club. This is the third layout I've made, so I'm running short on supplies, but I thought I would start off by using the fabulous stamp that's in the kit this month. It's an exclusive stamp and it's by Skull Cross Buns, exclusive for Lollipop Box Club, and I'm going to heat emboss onto vellum. That's my plan anyway. So I'm trying out lots of different embossing powders, but basically I'm starting off with just a clear glittery one. It's in theory it looks white in the pot, but actually when I actually stamp it, it just comes out really clear, sparkly glitter. So I've just done that. Now I'm doing a row of white ones, so I'm stamping a whole load of them onto vellum, and my plan is to fussy cut them out later. So the white embossing powder looks really great against the vellum. It stands out really well, but I do have some other colours as well. So this one is like a rose gold. The first one and this one are by I think they're American Crafts, the maybe embossing powders, I'm not sure. I think so. I'm pretty sure they're AC. So I have that's a really lovely glittery rose gold one. Now this one here is by Nuvo. I totally missed my pot there, did you see? This one is by Nuvo, and it's a flat pink, so it's not sparkly, it's just flat. And this final one here is a red one, that's a sparkly red one as well. I'm not sure who that one's by. So you can see that I have a whole range of different shaped circles or wreaths. I have the glittery ones, and I have flat ones as well. So I have fussy cut them all out, and now I have I want a circle on my layout, and I've drawn around a dinner plate. It's actually a little bit too big, so I've drawn the line in pencil, and then I've actually rubbed it out, and that's so that I can still see it, but you can't see it through the vellum. So I do that a lot. So I draw a pencil line and then I rub it out, but you can still see the pencil line, you see, so it just makes it much fainter than what it was. So now I'm arranging my circles around into a big circle shape. So I'm literally using the middle of the circle, using a tiny bit of tape from my tape gun, and I am just sticking them or tacking them into place at this point. So you can see how huge my circle is. I don't like it, so I'm going to bring it in and make it smaller. I'm just doing that now. I'm moving them all forwards a little bit, or all in a little bit, and they literally are just tacked down. I was worried about seeing the tape or the adhesive on my through the vellum, because it's clear, see-through, and I was worried about that. So I thought I would just put a tiny bit in there, and figured that I would probably cover up most of the circles anyway, like the middles of them, I mean, so with flair badges and circle stickers, etc. So I'm just kind of playing around now and working out what I'm going to do with this layout. So I have all my circles arranged on my layout. I have a few of these little sprays of crystals, and I wanted to have a very magical sparkly layout going on here. So I've just jumped, sorry, to I've fiddled around laying all of my things on my layout, and then I took them all off again, and then I stitched around the circle using silver thread on my sewing machine. So I've stitched around 3 times, and I've kind of gone a bit wonky in places, but I was hoping to do that because I wanted the 3 circles to overlap and to not be perfect, and they're definitely not perfect. So I've just backed my photo with silver washi tape from the Merry and Bright kit. I've just put several strips behind it. I messed around, I did one side, and then I realised the other side would show, so I needed it to show on the other side too. So I just did that. Then I've got my sprays of crystals, and they're just going around that one corner. I know that doesn't make sense because circles don't have corners, but you know what I mean. Bottom left corner of the circle, and I've got several sprays of crystals there, and some they're all on wire. So do that go down in that bottom left corner. And I'm going to stick those on, I'm going to try and stick them on with glossy accents. Then I realised later I can use my heat gun, and I actually did use my heat gun sorry, my glue gun, to stick them. Okay, so I'm now building up my circles. They're obviously all stuck down already, and I'm just building them up, and adding flair badges and stickers and all sorts. So I've created this little hexagon snowflake star thing, something I've seen being done lots of places at the moment. Lots of people are doing it, hexagons, and folding them. So I had 6 hexagons, I folded them, and then I could piece them together. I stuck them onto another hexagon. I've punched them out of vellum, because I had red embossing powder on my vellum. My vellum now has a slightly red tinge to it, so I have a slightly reddish tinged large snowflake at the top left of my photo. I'm going to create another one of those later on too, but for now I'm just going to tuck that one there, and I'm going to get all of my perspectives stuck in place. So I've already used the really lovely Memories perspective from the Merry and Bright November kit from Lollipop Box Club, so I've already used that on a previous layout. So now, bringing in some other perspectives by Bramble Fox, I've got the snowflake set. It's so pretty. There's pinks and blues and white perspectives, all frosted. So pretty. It goes really well with this layout, and I'm just sticking these snowflakes all over around the circles, and I'm adding in a whole bunch of flair badges too, from the winter releases by Bramble Fox too. This is a very sparkly layout, so I've gone for the word sparkle as my title. That is an older perspective that I've had in my stash for a while and haven't got around to using. It's in a light pink. It's very pretty, and it's perfect for this layout. So that photo is of 2 giant fairies walking around St Albans when the Christmas lights are being switched on. So we got a photo in front of those. Okay, so I've punched a few snowflakes from white cardstock, and I've added those around the circle or wreath as well. I'm just coming in with some other perspectives. So I needed a pop of red, so I'd got some dark pink, but I needed some brighter red. I'd got the red embossing powder circles, so I wanted to add some of those, some more pops of red. So I found a few hearts that were left over from my stash previously, and I've added those in, and then I found an open heart, and that's at the bottom of the layout as well. So my acrylic block is just holding my spray of crystals on wire in place, while it dries a little bit. I've added all the gems around the outside of my layout as well, around the circle. They were from the Lollipop Box Club kit as well. Just getting everything stuck down now, and I'm going to carry on building up this wreath with some circles, with some sequins as well. So just sprinkling those in place. Pulled out, I didn't want any greens, and that particular mix of sequins had lots of greens in it, so I didn't want to use the greens, so I just pulled those out and stuck all the rest down. I literally sprinkled them on, and then I've gone around with my glossy accents to get everything stuck in place. Now just getting those finished off. So the thread that I used to stitch around the wreath itself was a silver thread that was through my sewing machine, of course, and it's really sparkly and lovely. It's a We Are Memory Keepers one. I use the gold one all the time, but on this occasion I've used this silver, and it's super duper pretty. So just handwriting in my journaling. It's a bit tricky because everything's a bit wet, and I was trying not to move all the perspectives around, but I've managed to get that journaling into the right of my photo. That was my designated place for some journaling. Now I decided that my middle section of the wreath needs something more, so I'm going to make another one of those hexagons. So you can see that I've cut out 7 hexagons from some more vellum. Thankfully this piece is not red tinged, and I'm just folding all the 2 sides up to meet in the middle, and then I'm going to stick them onto that other hexagon there, and they just form the most beautiful little star. So I've done lots of paper folding like this before, but I haven't done one with hexagons, so it was really nice to give this technique a go and create something ever so slightly different. So I have also punched some snowflakes from the vellum as well, and they have gone onto the middle section of the layout as well. It just looks a little bit bare in that centre section. So now I'm just finishing off by adding some silver splatters. That is called No One's Chrome, and it's a Inklings by Shimmers. Also off camera, I add some wood veneer stars and paint them with the silver paint as well. And that is me done. I'm all finished there. So thank you so much for joining me. I have thoroughly enjoyed working with the Lollipop Box Club kit this month. I'm so pleased that we did the collaboration with Bramble Fox and that I was asked to make some layouts. So thank you so much for joining me once again. That was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox and Lollipop Box Club.